Hello, people. It is your good friend Chad Marco here again with another episode of the OCM Botcast. This is episode 5, and today's episode is called Triple N, NNN. If you don't know what that means, it means No Nut November. That is the center or the main topic of today's episode. Alongside, we got some original content for you guys from some of the people from R9K as well as myself. We've got news, we got comments and threads. We're gonna have fun. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like whenever I finish like a big project, like a song, I go through like this period of lethargy, man. Like right when I finished the last song that I uploaded, I Love to Cry, like like the next day, I just no motivation. I don't want to do anything, and I'm just kind of bouncing back from that post accomplishment. I don't know why I get that, but it's like every time I do something that I like and feel proud of, it's like it's hard for me to just immediately jump into the next thing, and I kind of had to just pull myself up to do today's episode. But I'm already feeling better. You know, I thought back to what Jordan Peterson said, clean your room. And I found that that's actually a pretty good starting point for when like you're kind of bummed out and down. For some reason, just clean it up. Like that's the like I can't just dive into like just doing some music or like working out or something. I need to do like I feel like cleaning up is like the perfect place to start when you're like feeling a little bummed out and down. Like I don't know, like that just seems to work for me. But enough about my gloomy week. Let's get into some news. Yeah. Okay, now not a lot that I found interesting going on lately, but we got a few things. First, I want to talk about the Germany mass shooting attempt. Now, this happened a couple weeks ago. There was a mass shooting attempt, and when I say attempt, I mean attempt because this was far from successful. But yeah, a young man named, I think, Stefan Ballier, 27-year-old. I believe he was a NEET. I don't know if this was confirmed or not, but it seems like he was a NEET. And he was also a chanter. That's what I call him. Like anybody that uses 4chan or various chan sites, like, you know, he's one of those types. And it seems as if he got the wise idea to, you know, go get some guns and shoot some motherfuckers. I mean, how original. But what makes this interesting is this happened in Germany. As far as I know, in Germany, their gun laws are a lot more strict than here in America. So he couldn't just go and buy some firearms and start shooting motherfuckers. He actually had to create his own guns. I mean, if you've seen the video, it looks like he's got like some pipes and like just pipes and shotgun shells that he just shooting motherfuckers with it. Well, motherfuckers, more like two motherfuckers, but we'll get into that. But yeah. Now, what made this mass shooting attempt so interesting is that it was a total and utter failure. Not just because of the bootleg guns. I mean, if anything, I give him points. Excuse me, I got a code. If anything, I'll give him points just for being able to figure out how to put some shit, like put guns together. I didn't even know you could put guns together with just like household items. Like this dude got duct tape and some pipes and some fucking shit. I don't know what the hell he made the fucking shotgun shells out of, but he figured it out. And throughout the course of the video, when you see him like trying to shoot people, like yeah, like the guns fuck up and they jam, but he still managed to let off a lot of rounds. He was still letting them motherfuckers off. So, you know, he at least had it like halfway figured out. So I give him some points for that. But his whole plan was to go to this synagogue and kill a bunch of Jews there, because you know how on the poll board, like they always blame the Jews for everything. Like, oh, the Jews, man, they own 90% of the media and all that shit. So I'm assuming that he's cut from that cloth. He's of that mentality that the Jews are evil. The Jews are worshipers of Baphomet. I don't know what the fuck the Jews worship. But yeah, that was his target. Now, this whole thing reminds me of the shooting that happened. What was it, in Norway or Sweden or something? You know, where the guy went to the mosque and shot the Muslims. He had the GoPro and stuff. This is like the polar opposite as far as like at least in terms of like, you know, like mass shooting success. I don't know if you can call that a success. But, you know, if you're keeping score of like body count or something, I guess that counts for something. This is like the polar, like it really seems like he saw that and was inspired and said, oh, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna get the GoPro and I'm gonna get some guns and go shoot up some type of religious gathering of some sort. But it just went totally wrong. I mean, he showed up to the actual synagogue and the door was locked. He tried shooting the door and it didn't budge. He tried to blow the doors up because he had like some bootleg pipe bombs or something, smoke grenades or Molotovs. None of that shit worked. He could not get into this motherfucking church. And so this old lady goes like walking by and then he says, fuck it, I'm gonna just shoot her. Just, and the crazy thing is, like, she wasn't even like afraid or anything. Like, she was like, what's good? I forgot exactly what she said because it's in German, but she wasn't even afraid. She was just like talking to the guy, and then right as she passed him, like, he shot her dead. And then he goes off to like this little store and he shoots, he's shooting like these guys in this store. This guy's like cowering in a corner or something. The whole thing was just a mess though, because again, like, he only ended up killing like 2 people. I think he might have injured 2 as well. But what makes it even worse is like, the people that he did kill were in no way like associated with like what his actual target was. He was targeted, I guess, like Jews and immigrants, and he killed like 2 like just 2 German citizens, like 2 normal ass Germans, like not even like a Muslim or something, like just straight up like regular people out of frustration at that. But yeah, this is the biggest fail of the year, man. I mean, even in the video, you see him like cussing and saying like, I think he says like, I'm a fucking loser or something like that. Like, it almost looks like he's about to cry. Like, he knows he fucked up so bad. You throw your whole life away. You throw it all away. Like, cause you know he got caught. You know he's arrested. Like, he's done. You throw your whole life away over nothing. You try to make this big political statement by killing a bunch of Jews and you fail miserably. Couldn't even get through the door. Did we learn nothing from Elliot Rodger? God damn. Same thing happened to Elliot, man. I'm gonna go to this sorority house. I'm gonna kill these thoughts. Oh shit, a door. What happened to planning? What happened to strategy? I mean, damn, dude. And I hate to say it, but that other shooting, the Christchurch, the mosque shooting, that dude was thorough. I mean, he must have. I mean, I believe that when I was looking into it, that they said something like he was already like scoping the place out and visited there, and he had a whole plan drawn up. Like, that was proper planning. But it seemed like this guy just kind of, all right, here's a synagogue, I'm gonna go here, just walk in and start shooting everybody, you know. And of course it didn't work out that way. But man, Good on those Jews. I mean, they had to feel so good. Like, you hear like these fucking like gunshots outside the synagogue. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, but it's crazy though, man, because like this is like I think more and more like places like that are becoming aware that they are a target, and they are taking like extra precautions to protect themselves. My mom, she's a Jehovah's Witness, and I went with her to the church like a couple months ago. And one thing I noticed is like the difference from when I went when I was a kid and when I went recently was that like they have like security now. like even the Jehovah's Witnesses, like it's like they lock the doors, and it's like two brothers standing by the door. Like they on some militant shit now. Like, cause they know like all these motherfuckers is going to like churches and shit, shooting shit up. Like that, and that's why, I'm pretty sure that whatever kind of door that was at that synagogue was not a normal fucking door, man. But yeah, man, like this is just, God, what a fucking, I mean, this is like the failure of, like, this is the biggest L. This is the donkey of the year. Fuck, like, Charlemagne needs to get this guy a donkey of the year. Like, you think you about to do a mass shooting, political statement, and it just blows up in your face. Now you're just going to prison for life. By the way, butthole games with, I don't know if they do that in Germany. But, yeah, man. Damn. All right. Let me get a sip of water. Okay, now next, I'm going to talk about Greta Thunberg, the climate change activist. Yeah, oh man, she's all over the internet. She's all over the chans. But yeah, Greta Thunberg, she's like this 16-year-old Swedish young lady. She's the leader of the international youth movement against climate change, and she's kind of just making waves through the media in the world because she's this young girl, but she's very adamant about people taking climate change more seriously. She's kind of become the face of, I guess what you would call climate change activists or whatnot. Like she's like at the forefront of it all. And it's like, I just noticed seeing her face on 4chan more and more. And it seems like she makes people really mad. Like for some reason, this young woman, this young girl, is making a lot of people upset. And I think it's the combination of her being like so young as well as female and kind of taking like this almost like militant stance against climate change deniers, and really trying to force people to wake up and realize like, hey, this is a serious situation. This is a serious issue. We need to get serious about dealing with this. And from what I researched, it seemed like it all started, she would protest outside of like government buildings with like picket signs and shit. And it just kind of snowballed into it, starting like a movement of other young kids kind of joining in, and then just slowly but surely she kind of, again, she becomes like the face of climate change activist. And she recently came over to America, and I think she spoke in front of like some government people, in front of Congress or some shit. But yeah, and but really, what stands out to me about this whole situation is just how mad she makes people, man. It's like every thread I see of her is like just people but like, who is this little girl to tell me about climate change? Don't tell me about eating bugs and what car I drive, bitch. Like this little girl is causing so much butthurt. But again, this kind of reminds me of like the whole vegan thing. You know how vegans, like, they get so fucking serious about trying to convert people to veganism and tell them, like, really just trying to let them know how their lifestyle is wrong, and you know, you should go vegan, have a plant-based diet, bro. And I think, like, people just, I think, just get defensive when you question their lifestyle choices like that, like down to their diet and the cars they drive and what they eat and all that shit. And I think that's why she kind of upsets people, because it's not like, she's not just trying to raise awareness about climate change. She's demanding change. She's demanding that not only, like, change from, like, the individual, like us as individuals, and how we interact with the earth, and really moderating our own effect on the earth, as well as kind of approaching like actual government officials about, like, what they're doing about trying to, you know, deal with climate change. But like again, like, she has just blown the fuck up. I mean, she got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. She was on the cover of Time magazine. She led a huge climate rally in Canada. Just man, like, just kind of like just a fucking climate change superstar overnight. But again, like, she's making people butthurt. like she got criticized by Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and various other people. I think there was a quote by, I think, Vladimir Putin. He said, no one has explained to Greta that the modern world is complex and different, and people in Africa or in many Asian countries want to live at the same wealth level as in Sweden. But I feel like basically what he was trying to say is, like, she might have a point about, you know, different societies having a negative impact on the world, but it's not that easy to just flip things. It's not easy to just do a full 180 and shift towards, like, every country making, like, the right decisions or good decisions regarding, like, how we treat the earth and the environment and dealing with climate change and all that. Like, if we ever do get this problem solved, it's gonna be very, very, very slow, because we've been headed in this in a certain direction for so long. It's gonna be hard to just straight up just turn that around, and then for every country to do the same thing, like, it's gonna take a while. So I think people like the fact that, again, this young girl is really kind of similar to when the whole, like, when those mass shootings were happening back to back, and then you had, like, these young people sort of rise up and demand, like, you know, new gun laws, new change and all that. It's kind of similar to that, where it's like, I think people like that young people are getting involved and trying to make, really just trying to make a difference. But then I guess the bad side of that is that young people don't always understand really what it takes to make major changes and how long, you know, making those changes could take. But my own views on, like, climate change and all that, like, because I never looked much into, I'm far from that's the last thing on my mind is fucking climate change. I'm not worried about that shit, you know. But I think at the very least, this whole Greta Thunberg thing, and it has kind of, like, made me wonder, like, you know, is there something to this whole, like, I think for sure I want to do an episode where the main topic is about climate change. As boring as that sounds, I really want to dig into this and figure out, like, is this shit really as serious as she says it is? Because we have really just as many climate change deniers as climate change activists. So it's like, who's right? Like, is this just like pseudoscience? Is this just fear mongering? Or is this a real problem that mankind is facing, and we're just sort of ignoring it. Again, I'm just some fucking loser neat in his mom's laundry room masturbating, so I don't know. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I love to learn new things, so I'm kind of glad this all happened, because this is really just like when the whole, like, when people started talking about AI and automation, all this shit, like, I didn't know anything about that, and I started looking into it, and it's like, it's this whole interesting thing going on, and I feel like this is kind of similar, like, this whole climate change, like, whether you believe it or not, I think this is an opportunity for people to kind of look into it and see, okay, is this a real threat to humanity, and what can I do? Like, what can I do to sort of at least do my part as far as making sure I don't contribute to making the earth any worse than it already is? Like, but I just hope I don't have to eat bugs. I keep hearing people say, like, she's trying to get people to eat bugs or something. It's got to be some bullshit. But yeah, if anybody knows anything about climate change, let me know, because I want to do an episode about that, because that'll be an interesting topic. But Greta Thunberg, she'll be 18 in like 2 years, I'm just kidding. Okay. And last but not least, now this is the last bit of news, but also the main topic. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about it briefly, and then transition into some music, and then go into the main topic. But because this is really all over R9K and internet, so I just figured this really is bigger news and a lot of things going on. But yeah, No Nut November, yeah, finally, it's that time again. But man, I mean, I didn't realize how big nofap has gotten until like this No Nut November rolled around. Like, just all the memes, and it's like all the normies are getting involved too. Like, they know about it too. And it's like, and in fact, I was just sort of I was hanging out with a couple friends, and usually they're not into this kind of like Reddit 4chan meme nofap shit. And I brought it up, like, yeah, man, this No Nut November. And they were like, yeah, I like to try it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, whoa, like, people, but it's crazy to me that people are really getting into this. I mean, you still have the nofap deniers, the bro science and all that. But at the very least, it seems like more guys are becoming interested in it, if for nothing else than for the challenge of it. And I mean, and just triple N, No Nut November. It sells itself. It's so catchy. No Nut November. Like, I feel like this is gonna be like a reoccurring holiday year by year. Like, men just not masturbating. But I just feel like it's newsworthy because it's how not everybody, but so many people have kind of just taken notice of this whole nofap thing. And I feel like this month really kind of let me know, like, wow, like, a lot of people are at least, interested in curving their porn masturbation habits. Like, so yeah, but before I get too in depth into this No Nut November thing, this is the main topic. Oh, my alarm. Yeah, because this is the main topic. I'm gonna just transition from news into No Nut November. But before I do that, I got a little bit of OC for you guys. Now, I found this little tune while I was inside of a creative thread. Now, this is interesting because this is a girl rapping over, I guess, some beat that she found on YouTube, and really is nothing special, but it was like just good enough. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And just check it out.
I promise not to text you today, but I can't stay awake, pacing through my room at night, wide awake, trying to fight the need to fucking beg you to come stay with me. Baby, you can have your way with me. Anything that you like, won't
Okay, that was Unknown by Unknown. Really, I don't, because this girl, I had talked to her on Discord, and she's not really like serious about rapping or anything, because I asked her like if she wanted to collab, because I always wanted to do like a song with a female artist, because that kind of opens up new possibilities as far as like the type of songs that I could make. Like, I got a couple ideas that I could probably use like a female artist, but she doesn't seem like she's really serious about rapping or anything like that. But she said if I figured something out, to hit her up. But I just thought it was interesting that we got, at least, probably a few girls on R9K that are into like some, I guess like creative shit. But even then, like I said, she wasn't that, she just kind of did it on a whim. So it's like, it's like, do non-boring girls exist on R9K? I don't know. But yeah, that was Unknown by Unknown. Okay, so let's get to the main topic. No Nut November. Like I was saying earlier, man, I just have to ask, because it seems like nofap has officially gone mainstream. Just again, maybe last year I was under a rock, but it's like I've never seen like this much focus on nofap. It's like so many people are at least giving it an attempt, and even myself, like I say, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. Now I've done a month-long nofap before. In fact, it was like this year was the first time I ever went 30 days like without coming. I would say that I think throughout like that, because I believe it was like March or May that I did it, and I probably did like stroke it a couple times, but I never like masturbated to completion until like after the 30-day mark. So I have done like a 30-day nofap before, for the most part. But I guess this is just, since this is No Nut November, like this is like D1, like this is like this is like the nofap month of the year. So that's why I just wanted to give it another attempt. And I'm doing good so far. I mean, today is November the 8th, so I'm pretty much a week in. And so far I feel good, but I'm not gonna lie, like yesterday, yesterday, I spent like half the day like downloading and looking at porn. And I know that sounds very risky and dumb, but man, I'm really starting to realize that all those attempts, all those struggles, all that time, like just struggling with my masturbation and porn addiction, I'm starting to get a handle of this shit. Like for real, like I can just sit down and look at porn and then stop and go about my day. Like honestly, like yesterday I woke up, the first thing I did, I watched porn for like an hour and then turned it off and got up, smoked some weed and went about my day. And I just feel like that's a testament to like my willpower. I don't mean to gloat or boast, but man, I'm getting good at this nofap shit. Like I'm at the point now where I can just look at porn like I'm looking at anime or something, because I really do just like watching people have sex. To me, it really is like just a source of like entertainment. I don't have to masturbate to it, so I can just look at porn with a hard dick and stop and go about my day. But I'm not gonna lie, like yesterday, because I was, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I was feeling kind of bummed out, just a little down, and that's when I realized like that's when I'm the most vulnerable. Like whenever I'm down, whenever I'm bored and I'm just not in the mood of being productive, I felt the lust building up. I felt those old feels. Like I was sitting there just looking at porn like, yeah, you know what, man, I could just feel. But again, it's like more and more, it's just really setting in that masturbating to porn is just an escape. Like it's really just an escape from facing the reality of the challenges that I'm going to have to eventually face. And again, more and more, I'm just starting to realize that. So even when I have those moments of weakness where it's like, man, I just want to fap, it's like I know like it's not gonna solve anything. It's not gonna fix anything. Like it's something else that's wrong, and I'm trying to use porn and masturbation to kind of get a brief escape from it. Because that's really what it is. It's like it's an escape. It's a pretty good escape. Like just for, you know, just as long as you edge, you know, just stroking your little dick, licking it. It's like being in the fucking Twilight Zone for a couple minutes or a couple hours, depending on how hard you're going. But as low as I felt yesterday, I couldn't ignore the truth. I could not ignore the truth that if I masturbate, if I look at, it's not gonna solve anything. I'm gonna come, and reality's gonna set in that I'm no closer to accomplishing my goals than I was, you know, an hour ago. So it's no point. And yeah, but you know, it seems like nofap is going mainstream. Seems like more and more people are becoming interested in it. But the question is nofap actually beneficial? Is it good for you or not? Are there any benefits, or is it just bro science memes or whatnot? And I'm not gonna go too in depth into like the actual science of it today, because that would require actual research. And I just, I just kind of wanted to just rant about nofap and No Nut November today. So I'm not gonna get too much into like the scientific end of it, because you have the people who say, your testosterone will raise on the 7th day, but then it levels out. And then you have the people who say regular masturbation decreases your chances of developing prostate cancer. So there is a sort of like there is sort of a scientific interest in nofap as far as like what actual effect does it have on the male body. Does it benefit you, or is it a detriment? And that's the ongoing debate. But I'm gonna just talk about my own experience, and I probably talked about this before on how to be a neat before, but just to kind of reiterate my points. Now, I'm a believer in the benefits of nofap, and that's primarily because of my own experiences with it. I just know that personally, whenever I stop masturbating to pornography regularly, I just feel better. It's not like I'm Superman. It's not like I'm Super Saiyan 3, but it's just, if I had to compare it to anything, it's like my Kaioken is activated. You know how in Dragon Ball, Goku learned Kaioken, and Kaioken just allowed him to push his strength and speed and awareness just farther for like little segments of the fight at a time. Like just for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, I get like this boost of like, and I'm stronger. That's kind of what nofap feels like for me. It's like this 10%. It's like I have like this boost that I can just tap into on a daily basis. Like little things just become easier. It's like I tend to just be more productive. Like it's easier for me to say, yeah, I'm gonna go work on this song or work on this beat. It's easier for me to say, oh, I'm gonna go run to the library and then read it and run back. It just seems like whenever I'm on a good nofap streak, whether it's like 2 or 3 days or a week to 2 weeks, during that time frame, I just tend to be more productive. And my YouTube channel even reflects this. Like I swear, if you look at my YouTube channel and when I'm uploading compared to when I'm not uploading, it's usually reflective of whether or not I'm masturbating as well. I mean, I real talk, like those times where I'm not uploading a lot, I'm probably masturbating more. Those times where I'm uploading more, I'm probably masturbating less. And I'm not saying that's the only thing that's responsible for me being more productive. I just noticed that I'm more productive when I'm not masturbating regularly. And that's why but again, I'm not someone that would say, oh, well, everybody should be on nofap because it worked for me. Because I feel like everybody, our bodies are different. Our goals are different. What we expect to do throughout the day or the week is different. So whatever type of demands or what you expect from yourself throughout the week, and also as well as your own body and what your body is capable of or the way it responds to certain things, it's so many variables that could affect whether or not somebody benefits from this or not. So I'm not one that would say like, oh, it's a universal truth that, nofap is beneficial for men. I just know that I feel better when I'm on it. That's why I implore, because whenever you look at these nofap threads, it's always just back and forth. Like, does it work? Is it bro science? Is it student science? What? I always say just try it, because you might be someone that benefits from it. You might be someone that does not. Either way, it's free. You don't have to sign. You don't have to pay like a $500 sign up fee to go to like a nofap boot camp. Just don't fap for like a month or two, and you get to see how you feel. So it's such a personal experiment, and it doesn't cost you anything. And that's why it's like all the time people spend bickering or arguing about it, you could spend that time just not fapping and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, then cool. Coom your fucking dick off. That's cool. But if it does, then you found something that you can practice, that can give you just that extra boost throughout the week or the month or the year, depending on how hard you want to go at this. But I'm excited. I'm excited, man, because I feel like all this shit is as weird as it sounds. Doesn't it kind of seem like society is kind of coming full circle? It's like we went it kind of seems like we went through this sexual revolution and more sex, more fucking, and more porn and all this. And then now you got things like MGTOW and nofap and the red pill. And it kind of seems like people are becoming more interested in being sexually conservative. Again, it's like we're going full circle, man, where it's because even I can remember being younger and being yeah, porn, cool. And now it's I still like porn, don't get me wrong, but it's I kind of see now okay, this is a power that I need to balance. I can't just be masturbating to this shit every day and all that. I need to balance this shit out. I need to be more sexually conservative. And seeing so many other guys kind of follow suit and become less porn, less masturbating, or I'm going my own way, I'm not worried about dating or having sex. It just kind of seems to me it kind of seems like there's this shift. Maybe I'm just stuck in these fucking MGTOW echo chambers, but it does seem like more and more men are kind of becoming interested in having some amount of restraint over their own sexuality. And I just think that whole thing is interesting because I've always, ever since I kind of went through puberty, I can just remember being 16 and 17 and thinking is sex really that important? Even back then I was already kind of on that that wave. And like I said, with something like this, it just seems like at the very least, I'm not the only one that's sort of thinking it. And again, not just as far as like porn, I mean sex, like actual sex, but even porn, like do I need to be like masturbating several times a day or looking at all this porn every day, all that shit, like just questioning, how should I really balance my sex life? Trying to find some type of balance with trying to find some sort of balance in regards to our own sexual activity. And I think that's what's so cool about this whole No Nut November thing, because I think when it comes to sex, we have this mindset in society now of being like totally unrestrained. But I've been thinking, like, what if you look at sex in terms of like diet? Like, you see how so many people now are becoming like health conscious about like the type of foods they're eating. Like, oh, I'm on this vegan diet, or I'm a vegetarian, or no carb, or keto, less sugar, no soda, more water, this and that. And I feel like with nofap and all that, and MGTOW and all that shit, it's kind of like that same sort of mentality of like the same way people are trying to like rebalance the way that they eat. It's like people are trying to rebalance the way that they have sex or express their sexuality. And yeah, so now I just want to give you guys some tips on surviving No Nut November, cause let's win, man. I almost gave up yesterday, man. I was looking at porn for like since I was straight. I'm just downloading shit, like getting ready, bro. Like, I'm getting ready for December 1st. Like, I'm just like, yo, like I can't wait till I beat my meat to this. But I can't believe like I got the fucking willpower not to just break when I'm looking at all these titties and ass and shit. All right. So yeah, let's get to the tips. Now, some of these tips I might not adhere to fully myself, but for the neophytes among us, I suggest you stick to them very closely, because I'm an elite nofapper, but not elite. I'm like, I would say like I'm of like an intermediate skill level. Like I made it 8 days. I think I have some, or at least I've done 30 days before. So I think that I have some amount of like some form of credentials when it comes to this nofap shit. So I would say that, yeah, I'm a voice to be listened to when it comes to this nofap shit. So here I go. Now, tip number 1. Oh, hold on, let me get a sip of water. It's cold, it's kicking my ass. Okay, now, tip number 1. Obviously, avoid porno sites, maybe even 4chan. Now, I know what you're thinking. You were looking at porn today, yesterday, but see, that's me. Like, I'm used to this shit. I'm good. I know how to, I do have some amount of self-control when it comes to man. I mean, even I can't believe myself as I say this, because I am hardly a fucking example of self-control, but really, it just goes to show what happens when you really stick to something and keep practicing and trying. Like, I'm really proud of myself for how good I've gotten at kind of gaining some amount of control over my masturbation and porn habits. Like really, like I haven't given myself enough credit, so I'm just gonna give myself a couple claps there. Yes, yay me. But again, that's me, because I'm on that next level shit. But for you guys, I would suggest, like, if you're new to this, if you're not used to it, stay away from the porn, because that's what gets you. I'll just take a peek, or I'll just look. And even today, like when or yesterday when I was looking at the porn, like I felt that lust building up just inside of me. Like I'm like really, I almost forgot, like why was I so into masturbating? And then I started looking at a lot of porn, and after a while I was like, oh, this is why. It started to kind of come back, and I had to kind of push it away, but if you're not if you're not confident in your ability to resist temptation, then it's better to stay away from sites where you're gonna see a lot of like sexual imagery, because that's really all it takes to trigger you. Because I think, again, like that's probably the biggest trigger to even like start masturbating to porn. Like just seeing something and be like, I want to fap today. Like that's really where it starts. And if you're on 4chan a lot and you're on the not safe for work boards, you're gonna see some shit. You put it like that. You're gonna see some shit, and you're probably gonna see a fetish after not too long. So just be particular about what you expose yourself to, and even like, I mean, really. It goes beyond that. Even like what movies you look at or what video games you play. Like, God, man, I swear, like looking at the fucking Street Fighter 5 hoes, like, like those sexy ass character models, like just seeing something like that could like sort of plant the seed in my head to masturbate or something. So again, just be careful about what type of media you expose yourself to, because that can trigger you to go masturbate. Okay, tip number 2, stay visible and stay gone. Now, what I mean by that is, unless you're just completely shameless, you're probably not gonna be masturbating in front of like your family or your friends or anything like that. Like, it's, masturbating to pornography is usually like a very private affair. So let's say maybe you could, because I know us types, we probably stay in our own rooms, locked up and shit like that a lot of times. So, we just it's the perfect environment to coom. But every now and then, what I've been doing lately, like I'll take my laptop and I'll go hook it up in the kitchen and I'll just do shit in there, because obviously I'm not going to just, for the most part, I'm not gonna just masturbate in the fucking kitchen. People are coming in and out, and I think it might also be like a deeper, like psychological thing to it. Like just being like, because obviously my room is like, that is my coom dungeon. So just being in there, maybe just looking at the wall or the smell, just being in there just might trigger me to try to masturbate. But being somewhere else, like in the living room where I am now, or in the kitchen, like that might just prevent me from being triggered in more subtle ways. But again, also just the fact that somebody might just come in the kitchen at any time and stuff like that. So just being visible, and maybe a friend comes over, and so that's just another thing. Like just not being totally isolated and locked in your room with the locked door and all that shit. Like that's just, I think that's a recipe for disaster. And man, I'm glad I have Friender because I cannot masturbate in front of my dog. I can't do it. So that's another deterrent, having Friender running around in my room and shit like that. So, but also stay gone, because maybe you have too much privacy at the house, and so you just need to get the fuck out the house. But I don't expect a lot of like my fan base, like my subscribers, like the type of people we are, I don't expect you guys to be social butterflies. But usually with me, I love going outside. I love going like running and stuff like that. Like, so I might do something like, I might wake up at like 1 in the afternoon or something, go run to the library, stay there for a few hours, and might come back at like 4 or 5 o'clock. So right there, it's like I spent like 4 or 5 hours away from home, and that's 4 or 5 hours where I don't have to worry about, like, really not use any willpower to not masturbate, because I'm not gonna go fucking jack off in the library. I mean, they got fast internet, but I'm not that freaky. So just like I feel like just little things like that just help because, and I've done research on this, willpower is a limited resource and it kind of depletes throughout the day. So I feel like just having those various spots throughout the day where I don't have to try to not masturbate, where I don't have to try to avoid porn or anything like that. Like when I'm just gone or hanging out somewhere else away from home where masturbation doesn't even fucking, it's not even a possibility. I think that helps. That's why I say stay visible, stay gone. Okay, tip number 3. Get busy. Don't just sit around thinking about how you're not masturbating. Don't just count the days of no nut November, just waiting for December 1st so you can get that big nut. Use that extra time that you're going to save by not masturbating and edging the porn and looking at porn. Use that extra time and energy for something productive. Because while you're being productive, once you get into a good flow of it, you won't even think about porn or anything like that. Like when I was editing the last song that I did, I Love to Cry, I was laser focused. I was so into, I was flipping them vocals. I was throwing the reverb up there. I was mixing that bitch. Boy, I was into it, dog. But again, shit like that, it takes your mind off of sex. It takes your mind off of a lot of things. So just being busy with, whether it's chores or organizing your files on your computer, just your hobbies, PlayStation, I don't know, do something, because when you're doing something, once you get into the flow of it, it takes your mind off of the nofap and the porn and the masturbating. And again, willpower is a finite resource. You need these spots where you're not trying, I feel like, to improve your chances of surviving this month without masturbating. So just whatever you can do to keep your mind off of it so it doesn't feel like effort, where your effort is just in doing what you want to do, then I feel like that's going to help a lot. Okay, tip number 4. Is this 4 or 5? Wait. Oh, wait. I just realized I skipped one. Okay, tip number 4. Time your sleeping patterns accordingly. Now this is going to vary depending on like what your living situation is, but I know at my house where I live, the ideal time for masturbating is nighttime, like from about 10 to 6. Yeah, that's the hot zone. Like that's the freaky zone. That's the freaky time zone right there. That's the freaky spot. So, but the problem with that is, like you would think, okay, that's when that's the best opportunity for me to masturbate. So I should just sleep from 10 to 6. But that's also the best time for me to like record music and podcasts and shit like that, because that's when either my mom's away at work and if somebody else is here, they usually sleep or whatever. So that's my time to kind of just get up and be loud and shit. So yeah, it's a very like for me personally, like nighttime is very dangerous because I can't sleep the nights away. I need to use this time for making beats and music and editing, because that's when I can be as loud as I want to be. But at the same time, it's nighttime and I'm the only person up, and I'm always on the lap. I got about 3 laptops down here, so it's a lot of temptation. So, but just depending on what your situation is, if you don't absolutely have to be productive during like those times, then whatever time will be the most convenient for you to masturbate, you might want to flip your schedule so that you sleep through that period. But that's if you're like a NEET or something and you just got all the time in the world. If you got a job, then this tip is probably gonna mean something much different for you. But for NEETs, we have that ability to just kind of change our sleeping schedule according to whatever we need it to be. But typically, my sleep schedule now is like, I tend to sleep from about like maybe 5 or 6 a.m. to about 12 or 1 p.m. That's my sleep schedule. But again, like, this is another tip that I'm not really following because I need this time period to be productive. So it's just, as dangerous as it is, I take that risk just so I can get more shit done. But if you're not like me, then you can do that. Just time whatever time would be the most convenient to FAP. You might want to make that your sleep time, so you can just sleep right through it and don't have to use any willpower or more willpower trying to resist. Okay, what's this, number 5? Okay, tip number 1, 2, 3, 4. Tip number 5. Do research. Now, what I mean by do research is, because it's so many people that they swear by nofap. Like, my whole life changed, man. After 120 days or 300 days, it all changed. And if you're trying to get motivated about trying something like this, then maybe that's the type of stuff you need to see. Like, go seek out the people who have benefited from participating in nofap and see if you become inspired. See if you see if it just makes you want to try it even more. I know what really, or at least one of the things that gets me motivated about masturbating less and doing nofap is, I always remember this story because I like watching boxing and I like looking into like the histories of various fighters and whatnot. And I always remember two things about boxing. One is that sort of what you could consider like a boxing sort of code or pro tip is to never have sex before a fight. Like, let that energy, that testosterone, that masculine energy build up so that you can unleash it in the fight. Even when, like, I had recently watched Rocky, and Rocky was telling his coach, I think it was Mick, he was telling him about how he met Adrian. He met this new girl, and Mick told him, hey, women weaken legs. And this isn't just a movie thing. Like, this isn't just like a something just for the movie. Like, within the world of boxing, that is a firm belief of a lot of coaches and fighters. Like, having sex and being sexually active, it weakens you as a man. They believe that it kind of takes away your virility, your energy. And it's kind of interesting because basically what that shows is that in a sense, even fighters believe in the benefits of nofap, or no sex. Really, the same thing. If fucking bitches taste your energy, then obviously just fucking your hand, probably does near or the exact same thing. So seeing that made me realize, like just always seeing that come up in the world of fighting and sports made me realize that even they believe in the benefits of abstinence. But more specifically, there's a story about Muhammad Ali that I had heard. I think it was a documentary or something. And his coach said, now I've got exactly how he said it, but he said something like how when Muhammad Ali was young, in his prime, like early 20s or something, said that he wasn't even really interested in sex. Like, he was totally focused on boxing. And I believe his coach was Angelo Dundee. And he said that as long as he's like this, he's okay. he said he felt like that was one of Muhammad Ali's biggest strengths, was that he wasn't sexually active yet. He wasn't that into girls yet. Like, he was in his early 20s or whatever, but he was still just laser focused on boxing. He hadn't been taken. He hadn't been tainted by the succubus yet. So he felt like that was one of his big strengths. So again, like, that's why I say do research, because just seeing stuff like that motivates me to stick with the program, so to speak, because seeing like how, seeing how even the most macho, toughest men in the world kind of believe in at least practicing some amount of sexual restraint for the benefit of power, like, they should know about this sort of shit. So again, seeing that just kind of motivates me and say, maybe there is something to this. So again, just look into it. Just look into the whole idea, like, even beyond nofap, but the benefits of abstinence and all that shit. Okay, now tip number 6. Just take it one day at a time. Now, I think when you look at something like a challenge as daunting as No Nut November, I mean, isn't it amazing how not masturbating for a month seems like this Herculean challenge to most men? Like, oh, is it even possible? Can it be done? like we're all like boosting ourselves up, like, yeah, let's do it, let's go. And then some guys like, oh man, I failed, and all. It's like we're so into it, like it's like the biggest challenge ever, man. I think that just goes to show how much. That just goes to show how regularly masturbating to pornography has become such a common habit for a lot of young men. And for us to think like this is just so difficult, like, are we just that weak-willed? Are we just that, like, is it just the times, like is it the result of us being a part of this over-sexualized culture? Or is it really just that fucking tough? Like, would it be tough for a man regardless of what era you're talking about? I don't know, but I do believe that it's very possible, and I don't think it's as difficult once you kind of get into the flow of it. But for sure, you got to take it one day at a time, because I think when you look at it like when you're just counting the days and looking at like, oh man, I got 22 days left, like that seems a lot harder than if I can just get through this day. And what I know and what I've experienced myself is that you might have the hardest day. You might have the, like, oh man, like I'm not gonna make it through the day without beating my dick. Like, it is not possible. And then you start feeling that, you start believing that, and then you remember, not only is today so tough and so hard, I just want that escape, but I gotta deal with this for another 20 days. That just makes it even worse. So I think that it's important that as hard as it gets, just focus on getting through that day. If you're gonna fail, wait until 12 o'clock. At least, like, just make it through the fucking day. If you're gonna give up at 12 a.m. Don't fucking give up at 2:30 in the afternoon thinking you're not. Because one thing I realize about life, man, is like our moods, our mind state changes constantly. Like, just a couple hours ago, I felt like I was really bummed out and down. Like, I was like, damn, bro, like, I might just jack off, like, fuck it. Like, I was really feeling that way. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to clean up and then I'm going to finally get this podcast episode done. And now I'm feeling fucking good. And I feel motivated to stick with the No Nut November. I remembered you guys. I remembered all the other guys participating. I said, no, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to stick with it. I am not giving up yet. And now I'm right. I'm in the game. I'm right back on the court. I'm off the bench. I'm ready to go. But that's what I'm saying, man. You got to take it one day at a time, because as hard as it seems, if you just stick with it for a couple more hours, just one more day, you might get back into that flow. It might be hard for a day. Oh shit, hold on. My alarm. It might be hard for a day or even two, but what a lot of people don't realize is, like, if you tough those 1 or 2 days out, or just a couple hours, whatever it may be, on the other side of that hill might be a flow state that lasts 5 or 6 days. Like, just a whole week where you just won't even worried about masturbating or looking at porn. Like, it's just easy for you. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let, like, just because it feels hard in the moment, don't let that make you believe that it's going to be hard for the next 20 or 25 days, however many days you might have left. Because the reality is, out of 30 days, it's very possible that you have like only 7 of those days where it feels like an actual challenge, where it's actually hard. But most of those days, it's not even a problem. And again, that's just from my own experience. Like, that's really what I've just experienced myself. Is like, some days are hard and then other days are nothing. So don't let the hard days get you down, and especially when you start thinking of how many days you got left, that'll make it worse. It's like, it's this hard and I got 20 left. Fuck it. You know, just try to get through the day, man. Okay, now tip number 7: create consequences. Now, I remember watching, what was it? I remember watching Naruto, and I remember there was an episode where Guy Sensei, he has a rivalry with Kakashi that goes back to when they were just kids, and he's always trying to challenge him to some sort of game or fight, just kind of prove who's better. And he challenges Kakashi to do something, and Kakashi at that point, he doesn't really want to, I'm not trying to fight fucking Guy, like, because if we fight, it's gonna be like a big fucking mess. we're gonna be fighting for like 3 days straight. I'm gonna have to go all out because he's gonna be serious. Let's just do a simple game of rock, paper, scissors. Like, let's get this out the way. And Guy, just loving any type of challenge, he's like so enthusiastic about it. He's like, but he doesn't just commit to playing a game of rock, paper, scissors. He says that, I believe it was like, if I lose, I'm gonna do 500 laps around the village on my hands or something like that. And he ends up losing, and so he does the 500 laps while doing a handstand or whatnot. And he explained why he added that consequence to the challenge. And it was something along the lines of, that way he's able to take it more seriously. Like, if there's a consequence, then I'm going to give it my all, because I don't want to be walking, I don't want to be handstand walking around the village 500 times looking like a doofus. But I feel like this kind of gives, just adding, like, now you don't have to go to that extreme, it's fucking anime, but I feel like adding a consequence to the challenge, just in case you fail or give up, I feel like that gives you more of an incentive not to give up. Just knowing that if I fail, I have to do this uncomfortable thing. I feel like that makes it easier for you to resist the temptation to give up or to try harder, because now you can't just fap and when that's it, I failed. You got to pay the price. But again, this still requires a certain amount of self-discipline and a deep relationship with yourself to own up to, well, I couldn't fulfill the promise of not fapping, but I can pay the consequence that I laid out for myself. And that might be 500 push-ups. It could be I'm gonna run a couple laps around the block, or I'm gonna whatever, like whatever little consequence you feel like will be appropriate for you failing this task. I feel like that'll help you. It'll just give you that extra incentive not to give up, not to fail, and to try harder. But that's definitely something that I've been practicing more, because I found that sometimes it's hard to stick to my goals. It's hard for me to just say I'm gonna do this and then do it. I come up short a lot. But something that's not hard is to sort of like, if you set up a consequence, in a way, it's easier to deal with that consequence than to accomplish the goal. If that makes sense, it's like, okay, I failed nofap. It was hard, but at the very least, I can do this 500 push-ups to make up for it. It's in a way, it's like, it's almost like an act of forgiveness in a way. That way you don't just feel so bad about your failure. It's like, okay, I failed, but I'm going to make up for it by, at the very least, paying the toll that I agreed to within myself in the event that I fail. So, it's just a little extra strategy to help you along the way. Now, tip number 8, throw your lotion out. Now, I don't know if you guys are cut or uncut. I hear like guys who are uncut, they don't need like lubrication or lotion to fap. That's more of a like circumcised guy thing, but man, like I don't even want to fap if I don't have any lotion or like some type of lubrication, because it's not really fun otherwise, or not as fun now. But when I say throw your lotion out, it's really kind of a minor tip, but nowadays I've been putting my lotion in, like keeping it in the bathroom instead of having it in my room, because every time I see it, I get flashbacks of like, that'll feel good on my dick. So but this could really extend to like if you got any type of like sex toys or on the hose or whatever the fuck, fleshlights, I don't know, like just put them away or keep them out of sight or throw them away. Cause I feel like, again, like that's just that extra temptation. Like when you got the toys that boost the whole fapping experience, and you got them just lying around, and you got the lubes and the chains and the cuffs and the chastity cages, whatever the fuck, just having it around just might be a little bit too much on our weak ass willpower. So just get rid of the sex toys and the lubes and shit. Okay, now tip number 9. And really, this is probably the most important tip. Just try it. Just try. But like I talked about earlier, it seems like a lot of guys are hesitant to attempt nofap because they're not sure if it's actually going to be beneficial for them or not. And to that, I always say, just try it. And if you try it and you feel like it benefits you, I feel like that's the most, and really, out of everything, I feel like that's going to be the thing that gives you the power to control your masturbation and porn habits. Because let me tell you, like I said, man, I've gotten a lot better at just resisting the urge to masturbate and look at porn and all this shit. Like I've got like, even I'm amazed at the progress that I've made. And what I feel like has helped me the most is just experiencing the benefit of not masturbating regularly. So even during those times when I want to fap, where it's like I see some porn, or man, the new fucking, Dojin just came out on EX Hentai, or I take a peek at a Spank Bang and they got some hot videos or whatever. In the back of my mind, I know that I always know, and I can never unknow, if I masturbate, if I do this, I'm not going to feel better. If anything, I'm going to be less confident. I'm going to be less better. I'm going to be less good than I am now. I know it is happening. I've done it so many times. I've been through it time and time and time again. It's embedded in me now. It's like I can't, like, it's so undeniable for me that I'm better when I'm not masturbating as much, that I can't even lie to myself anymore and say, oh, I'm gonna just fap and everything. It's not gonna be all right. The difference might not be that extreme, but there is a noticeable difference. And I need every ounce of willpower. I need everything that I can possibly have, every advantage that I can possibly have, if I want to make the most of my life, if I want to keep myself from falling into depression and anxiety and being in an unproductive, depressed, sad state. And again, I know now. I tried it, I've experienced it, and I can't go back. I can't erase the knowledge. Like, it works for me. So again, when I'm feeling the most temptation, when I'm at my weakest, when I'm on that last like 1 HP, oh man, I want to fap so bad. When I get to that point, the thing that always saves me is the same thing. It's just, I know it's not gonna make me feel better. It's only gonna make me feel worse. Like, this is if I fap, that is the beginning of another, just me being in a bad state. Now, not saying like, oh, I can never fap again, but I think that if I do masturbate, if I do fap the porn, it has to be within what I believe to be a good balance. Like, what I found when I was trying to like mix like no fap with occasionally fapping, I found like a good balance for me, a balance that I can live with. I think for me is like one fap session a week, like nothing, and that's it. Like, just one, and like just pick one day out the week, and I just go in, just 47 tabs, 13 dojins, whatever. Like, just, man, go nuts. I don't care. Like, but once a week, I think like that's the balance that I'm ultimately going for, because I don't want to be like totally abstinent or celibate my whole life. Like, I do believe in, having some fun and a sexual and sexual release. I just feel like it's gotten out of control, and I want to find a balance that works for me. And for me, I think that's like one fap session a week. But again, it's a difference between rewarding myself with a nice fap session after a nice long week of being productive and getting the things done that I feel like I need to get done, and using masturbating to porn as an escape. And I know when I'm doing one or the other. I know when it's like, okay, I had a good week. Let's relax. Let's, spark some weed up and, have a nice degenerate fap session. And I know when it's, man, life is just, I feel stuck. I don't want to confront these activities that I know I need to get done. I don't want to work. I don't want to do this. I don't want to rap. I don't want to work on the podcast. I don't want to do none of this shit. I just want to fap and escape from my problem. It's a difference between the two. And you have to identify that, like you have to be able to identify when you're just kind of giving yourself a much needed sexual release and when you're trying to use masturbating to pornography as an escape from your reality. It's a big difference, and that's finding that balance is what I continue to struggle with, but it's getting better and better. And like I said, just try it, because if it works for you, then that's really going to be your biggest motivation, your biggest weapon in combating these desires and this habit. Now, the final tip is do not give up. Don't give up. Now, it seems so cliche. It seems so simple. Don't give up. Man, like who hasn't heard that before? But man, again, when I think about all the progress that I've made as far as like gaining more control over my masturbation habits, I mean, again, it's like I gotta look at where I am now and like where I was like a year or two ago to really realize like the progress that I've made. Because it really has been a slow, long road to where now I'm not one of those guys that has done like 100-day streak, or because I feel like that's like the next level. Like that's I've only done like my biggest streak was like 30 plus days, but still that's pretty good compared to a lot of guys, and definitely compared to the way I used to be. I mean, I swear, like at my worst, I mean, I was really a fap every day, multiple times type of guy. Like it was rare that I didn't fap like one day out of the week. It was rare. Like seriously, I was a fap every day of the week kind of guy. And to be where I am now, where it's nothing for me to say, you know what, I'm going to go 2 or 3 days without fapping, or I'm going to go a week without fapping. And I mean, this year thus far, without a doubt, I've masturbated less than I ever have ever since I discovered what it means to play with my dick. I mean, seriously, like this has been my best nofap year ever since I started even trying to reduce the time I spend masturbating and looking at porn. Like this has been my year. Again, like not on a 100-day streak or nothing like that, but just the way I've been able to just say, you know what, 2 days here or a day here, 4 days here. Like that's what I've been doing all year. And it's getting to the point where, again, I'm just getting more and more control over this habit. To where, again, I said, okay, No Nut November is coming up. Let me try. And now I'm 8 days in. A whole week, no masturbating. Again, this is amazing considering my past. So, yeah, man, don't give up, because progress is likely to be slow, but progress is progress. If I gave up, I wouldn't have discovered that I could have this amount of control over my masturbation fap habits or what have you. And again, it was all due to my own persistence. It was just, I'm going to try again. I failed. I'm going to try again. I failed. I'm try again. So even if you failed this No Nut November, don't let that discourage you. Just look at every single day as an accomplishment. Just because you don't have the 7-day nofap streak or the 30-day or the 90-day or what have you, I feel like every day counts. Every day is an accomplishment. You might not make it the whole 30 days, but if you make it 13 or 16, like, that's still good. That's still progress. And if you try again in December or January, you might make it the whole month, or you might make it 2 or 3 more days. Who knows? So that's what I'm saying. Like that's probably, outside of just trying it, not giving up is probably the next important thing, because it might take, because I've seen some people who say, once they tried it, they were able to do it with ease. Maybe they didn't see any benefits, so they just stopped doing it or whatnot, and that's cool. But there are also people who they just struggle with it more, and I was definitely one of those people. But now I'm getting better and better at it, and it's all thanks to just not giving up, just staying interested in trying to figure out, what effect is regular masturbation really having on me, and wanting to see if decreasing it had a benefit, experiencing those benefits, and wanting to take it even farther. So, in a nutshell, don't give up. Okay, so those were my 10 tips for surviving No Nut November. I will give you guys an update on my progress. I hope, I hope I can make it. I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can. Like I said before, I've done 30 days before, but it's been a while at this point. And I'm a little worried, but I feel like just the way all these other guys are kind of participating and talking about it with the guys on my Discord and with you guys who are listening now, I feel like now there's a sense of accountability on my part. Like, I've let the world know Chad Marco has thrown his hat into the No Nut November game, and I don't want to come up short. I want to be one of the guys that can proudly say I succeeded. I don't want to give up. I don't want to stop. I want to win. I want to be one of those guys that says, you know what, I did it. I stuck with it. I completed No Nut November with the rest of the guys. So, if any of you guys are participating as well, drop a comment, talk about it, let me know your progress and what you think about nofap or No Nut November. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say, and just give me an encouraging word or two to keep me motivated, because it's gonna be hard. Because man, seriously, I'm still just looking at porn, just sitting there hard dick, just looking at porn. All right, so next, we are going to have a bit of original content, this time from yours truly. This is the newest song that I just uploaded on my channel. So why not put it on the podcast? Now this song is called I Love to Cry. If you haven't heard it already, then I'm sure you will enjoy this piece by
I never
Chad
know what the
Marco.
fuck to
I
say
will
during the
turn
beginning of a song. This is the most awkward part. I just want to fucking rap. Wow, rant's over.
Bring a sad boy back like I'm Lil Lean. Nothing like a big fucking loser with a little dream. See a cutie, I can feel the thirst, looking like a fiend. She said don't approach unless your dick is like a limousine. Chose to never drink. Why? Vices only seem to hold me back. Smoke a little day, make it last. I ration out like sand. Tend to overthink when there's pressure. I overreact. Really love the Wayne. Why don't we leave it at that? Living like a slob, but at least I shower every day. Just cause I'm a dog, you ain't gotta treat me like a stray. I just wanna sob, holy water, watch my days away. Roaming through the fog, let my intuition lead the way. Hey, man, I wonder why do I love to cry every day? So much on my mind, building up inside. Need a break, no you won't reply, but I love to try anyway. Nowhere left to hide, nowhere left to hide. What a shame. Boy should never cry, fuck it, I'ma cry. 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 Back to lethargy, imagine a better me. Imagine if I could reach my peers that went ahead of me. I could be a star, luckily I'm nobody. If not, you would like me and ruin me with your body. One look from your eyes, put a spell on me like Hermione. Almost a wizard, bitch, your magic would never find me. Being myself, I won't let your opinion confine me. Do what I want, cause going my way would not define me. Fucking try me, snatch you up like Gotti. Said you opened up your third eye, where's your tri-beam? No so fast will follow if I say so. I would start a cult, but it would just turn into Waco. So lay low. I wonder why do I love to cry every day? So much on my mind, building up inside. Need a break, no you won't reply, but I love to try anyway. Nowhere left to hide, nowhere left to hide. What a shame. Boy should never cry, fuck it, I'ma cry. Boy should never cry, fuck it, I'ma cry. Boy should never cry, fuck it, I'ma cry. Boy should never cry, fuck it, I'ma cry.
Okay, now that was Chad Marco with I Love to Cry. And that song has like deeper significance for me. Because one thing that I've noticed is whenever I reach the point where I tear up or I cry, you know how you might just be laying in the dark one day, just laying in bed thinking about how you fucked your whole life up, or in the shower, or just wherever, and you just break down. Those moments I found to be very therapeutic. It's like whenever I reach that breaking point to where I just start crying, it's sort of like I've admitted that I fucked up, but it's also like it's almost like I feel forgiven in a sense. It's like it's those moments where I cry are like moments of total honesty within myself, and it's almost like I'm healed in those moments. It's like I've admitted to my fuck ups. I've admitted to where I went wrong, and I can sort of move on. And that's why I made that song. That's why I called it I Love to Cry, because for me, crying has been I'm gonna sound like a bitch right now, but crying as an adult hasn't been a bad thing for me. Like when I was a kid and I would cry, I was always usually just being a brat, or I was just being overly emotional about bullshit. But now it's like whenever I cry, it's usually for like a good reason. It's usually like sort of me having like a fresh start within myself. It's like all the mistakes and it's like all the mistakes that I've made just kind of get washed away. It's like, cause I feel like, it's like I feel so bad about some of the things that I've done. I feel so bad, and not really like, cause I'm not like a fucking killer or anything, but I feel like one of the problems of the modern man, just being of young people now is like, we have all these bad habits. We have all these like just these little bad things that we do that sort of just add up over time, and or missed opportunities, or just certain things that we should have fixed about ourselves that we have neglected to, and it adds up over time. And that's what I deal with. It's like I'm always struggling to like self-improve in different areas, but in that there are these areas that I just keep fucking up in, and sometimes it just kind of it just kind of overwhelms me, especially when I feel like I could have done better, where I feel like is where I kind of let myself down, and It doesn't happen often. I don't want people to think I'm just crying every day, but it's probably like 3 times out the year I'll just have those moments where it's like, damn, man, like I'm disappointed in myself. I really need to do better. And those moments are just beautiful to me because it's like in those moments, it's like I've truly forgiven myself for fucking up and I can move on. So that's really why I made that song. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And now we're going to have the thread of the day and keep it in, just staying within the topic of No Nut November. Today's topic is a thread on that very subject. Just give me a second so I can pull it up real fast. The post that I found. Whew. Okay. This thread is called Triple N Check-In. How are you holding up, bros? I still haven't given in. Feeling the urge to. I guess it's worth noting that this thread was made on November 3rd. So it's about 5 days ago when I picked this thread out. So the guys posting in it, they're like 3 days in. And like a lot of them are already like struggling and like, oh no. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first guy that posted said, didn't even try. I've gone on nofap so many times before and it ends up depressing me more than anything. Overdoing masturbation definitely isn't good for you, but keeping yourself in check and trying to minimize it to only once a day is a good balance, I think. And yeah, I kind of agree with him. I don't see why it depresses him more. I can only imagine that maybe like that, like failing to reach his desired goal might make him feel bad. Failing at anything always make you feel bad, but I don't know why it would depress him. Or maybe his lust or libido just gets out of control, and that feel with no girlfriend flares up. I don't know, but I don't know why he would be depressed afterwards, but I do kind of agree with what he said at the end, though. He said, trying to minimize it to only once a day is a good balance, I think. Now, I wouldn't say once a day, but that's me personally. Now, as far as like my personal balance, I would say 1 session a week. Now, I specifically say session because I'm trying to go win. If I don't do this, if I'm not fapping all week, when I do it, no rules, no boundaries. I mean, I'm locking the door. I'm grabbing the lotion, 47 towels. You already know what it is. I'm going to fuck in. So like, that's, to me, I feel like that's a good balance for me, like one session a week. But at the same time, though, I feel like it is kind of cool to go beyond like balance, like like just for example, like if you're somebody that works out, you might have like a weekly routine that's just enough for you to kind of maintain a healthy body weight and, the level of strength and fitness that you have. But every now and then, it's good to just push beyond your limitations. Like, instead of doing 10 reps, I'm going to do 15. Or instead of my usual 100 push-ups, I'll do 200. Instead of running 4 miles, I'll run 8. It's fun to push beyond your limitations. And I think that's what you can do with nofap as well. Try to figure out what balance works for you, but every now and then, push your limit. Try to go a whole month or go a whole 3 months or even a year or whatever. Or you might even go in the opposite direction. How many times can I fap in a day? Can I fap 30 times in one day? Like, it's fun to push your limitations. And I think that's what really makes nofap fun, outside of just trying to find a healthy balance for your fapping, jacking off. Then the guy under him says, I didn't even want to do this NNN No Nut November shit, But for some reason, I don't feel like jacking off all weekend. So I'm kind of along for the ride on this one. So it seems like this guy, he just so happened to not be masturbating and figured out, oh, it's No Nut November, seeing everybody post about it. And I guess he's like, okay, well, I'm in too. So, you know, however you get into it doesn't really matter. The point is you got into it. But man, the worst guys, man, the worst guy to be is the guy that like fapped at like 12:46 on November 1st, and do you see, oh, everybody's doing this No Nut November shit, and I already failed. Like, he's kind of like the opposite of that. Like, he was already on it and was like, oh, well, I'll go in too, I guess. Okay. Now the guy under him says, I'm surprisingly doing very good. The key is not indulging in any kind of sexual thoughts. I used to allow me to think about sex, pledging not to touch myself while doing it. That was impossible to do so. You gotta unplug your mind from sex altogether. Now that's really good advice, but I'm better than that. I love to gloat now because I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel kind of next level with my nofap shit. Because like, man, I told you earlier, like, I'm still looking at, I'll probably get porn after I'm done doing this podcast. And it's risky though. That's why I say he's giving good advice, but I'm just at the point now where I can just look at porn and just look at it and move on, do something else. Like, I can, but really it does all start within the mind. Everything that you do starts in the mind. So don't try to be like me, my dumb ass. Watch me fail on fucking day 14 because I think I'm a fucking monk or something looking at porn. Oh, I can resist the temptation. Oh shit, look at them titties. Fat. Like, don't try to be like me. Listen to this guy. But good advice all the same. And then the next guy says, it's going all right. The only problem I'm having is when I wake up at 3 in the morning really horny. This has been happening since before this month. And that's not really a problem for me. It's like I don't just wake up like horny and shit. I don't just wake up like, oh man, I gotta fucking fab or something. It's really, for me, it's like I start feeling it like towards the end of the day, like when I've been up for like a couple hours, like midway through the day, and I'm on 4chan and just looking at my usual shit, and that's usually when it kind of creeps up on me, like late at night, like after I've been up for a while, and like, but usually not when I wake up. When I wake up, I'm usually trying to get off on the right foot. And also, I tend to wake up around like the afternoon or noon, something like that. So when I wake up, it's not even an ideal time to masturbate. So when I wake up, I'm usually trying to do something productive. But again, that's why I said you got to time your sleeping schedule accordingly, so that you won't have this type of problem. Okay, this guy says, faggotry warning. I don't plan on making it through the whole month, but I have kept myself in check with the self-imposed rule of only letting myself loose via prostate orgasm. So every time I get horny, I shove a prostate massager in and try to come using that. And even though I haven't nutted like that yet, at some point each time I reached a point of satisfaction and went back to what I was doing before. Sorry for the gay shit. You know what? That brings up a very good question. Does ass play count as like losing No Nut November? Is it like a specific number of thrusts? Is it until you come and have a prostate orgasm? Like, does that break it as well? Like, man. Like, now that I think about it, like these no nut challenges might be the perfect time to try to achieve prostate orgasm. But yeah, I think that gave me an idea. Now, next guy, he says, be low libido mental retard, already haven't fapped in over a month, have wet dream on first night going into November 1st, see a few different images saying having wet dreams mean you fail No Nut November. Another one says you are allowed one wet dream in No Nut November. Excuse me. Other than that, I'm holding up just fine. As fine as I have for the past 2 years. No Nut November is the only month where I feel like a god for doing what I usually do. And this is another interesting kind of question about this whole nofap thing. Like, do wet dreams count? Now, I would say, in regards to wet dreams, I would say they don't count at all, because it's not like something you have control over. That's not something you can really stop. I think that the whole nofap thing is primarily a test of willpower, and wet dreams don't really have anything to do with that. That seems more like a natural bodily function. So I don't think that you should count that against yourself. I don't care if you wet dream every night of the month. I wouldn't feel bad about that. I think it's only really a failure when you intentionally masturbate to completion. But, that's just me and my code. Oh, gross. I don't get No Nut November. Is it just a personal challenge thing, or do you guys have a legitimate addiction to jacking off? I would say that it's a bit of both. I think that there has always been there's always been like this idea, or I've always got the sense that for a person to have control over their sexual desires, for a person to have control over their libido, to me, it seems like that's always been looked at in a favorable way. Like, when people talk about the Nikola Teslas of the world and the Sir Isaac Newtons, they always talk about their lifelong celibacy. And usually people look at that like, how the fuck, like, how the hell did you go your entire life without having sex? Like, people look at that like it's an amazing thing. So I feel like nofap or just being abstinent or celibate for any period of time, like, there is a sense of accomplishment and challenge about it, because we are sexual creatures. We have sexual desire, and to take control of that, to restrain that inner beast that just wants to fuck, that just wants to coom, to be able to control that, and not only control it, but to harness that energy and use it for something more productive. I think that is kind of seen as a virtuous act, and a worthy challenge for a man. So, or a woman. I guess women can participate in no slick November. I don't know. I guess women can try too. But yeah, I think for someone to have control over their sexual desires is kind of similar to someone having control over their eating habits. I mean, that's honestly how I look at it. I feel like the people who have control over their sexual desire, I look at it the same way that I look at vegans. I know vegans get a lot of shit because of how fucking militant they can be about their diet and trying to convert other people to becoming vegans. But honestly, I admire the fuck out of vegans, or really anyone that can stick to these strict diets because that takes a lot of self-control to stay away from certain foods and to adhere to a certain plan as far as like what you're going to eat. And I feel like it's the same thing with sex. Like, I admire people that are able to go months and months without masturbating or looking at porn, or even people who don't really think about sex a lot. And that's that's another thing that I've been working on, because I've noticed that even though I'm a virgin, even though I do nofap and all that, I still think about sex a lot, and that's another aspect of my own sexual expression that I need to deal with. How much time I actually spend even just thinking about sex. So I guess it depends on ultimately what your values are, and whether or not you see having control over your libido or your sex as something to be admired. I'm one of those people, so I do see it as not only a challenge, but a challenge that might even be beneficial to me. But then there's the other side of it. Like you said, do you guys have a legitimate addiction to jacking off? And yes, very much so. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's really any other way to put it. I think a lot of guys, because when you look at a lot of the posts from the guys that are participating in No Nut November this month, like a lot of them, they really have a serious issue with masturbating to pornography. I mean, you can tell like they're really struggling with it, and they're trying to get this shit under control. I guess that I'm to the point now where I've gotten enough control over it to where I don't really feel like an addict anymore. Yeah, I mean, just being like, I don't. But definitely before, I was like, man, I was gone. Like I was way too deep into this shit. But now I'm a lot more comfortable with the amount of control that I have over my fapping habits. So I don't really feel in that, like I'm in that addicted category anymore. I just kind of feel like I'm more in the middle, to where like I've got better control over it. But that is certainly where it started for me, like realizing like, you know what, this is getting out of control. I need to handle this. And I think that is the motivation for a lot of other guys as well. Like, after years and years of masturbating to porn, you start to realize like, you know what, this isn't doing anything good for me. I need to change this. So for sure. Okay, now this guy says, I'm doing pretty fine, to be honest. I don't even have the urge. It's strange because before this, I was fapping at least 4 times a day. And dude, like I can totally relate. Even now, it's like I still kind of have those relapses where it's like, man, like, because you hear how confident I am now about not fapping, but let me like just relapse once, like one fap. Man, that one fap could turn into like 7 or 8 in like a 2-day span, like it's nothing. So it's incredibly easy to relapse. But what I found, what's interesting is like, it's like I can get deep into a relapse to where I start to kind of lose confidence, to where it's like, maybe I don't really have as much control over this as I thought I did. But then it's like out of nowhere, I just do like another like 4 or 5 day streak, and it's easy. And so that's why I can relate to what he's saying. It's like, it kind of seems like out of nowhere, the urge just seems to totally go away, at least for a couple days. And honestly, a lot of my relapses are totally intentional. It's not even like I was barely hanging on and just, I can't make it, I got to it's not even like that. It'll be like, I'll be like 6 days in, and I might just make a dope ass beat or something, and I'm just feeling good. Like, you know what? I'm gonna reward myself with a fap. That's usually what gets me. Those fucking post accomplishment reward faps. That's what always brings me back to the dark side. But yeah. Okay, this guy says, I refuse to nut until I find a girlfriend. It might be a while, bro. It might no, but I mean, that's a good goal. I mean, what better motivation to give you a kick in the ass as far as like finding a girlfriend than to stop masturbating? Because that horniness, that sexual energy is gonna build up and just probably make you just a little bit more willing to sort of step outside your comfort zone to possibly get laid. I know I was talking to a guy on my Discord the other night. He was telling me, I think he's been participating in No Nut November, and he said that out of nowhere he just started talking to a girl and got her number, and didn't quite work out for reasons, but yeah, I mean, that's something that I often hear from guys who are doing nofap. They feel as if like they're more willing to take action when it comes to potentially interacting with the girl. So this might be the motivation that he needs, but I don't know, man. It's hard out here, dude, so you might not be nothing for a while. Okay, now this guy says, I lost it today, Anons. I confess. I went to a buru and saw a pic with rim, which gave me an instant boner. Sorry, I failed you. What did I tell you guys? What did I warn you about? Stay the fuck away from them chans. Stay away from them burus, them hentais, the fat for funs. Stay away. Stay away from the jive junkies. I mean, all it takes is one image, one damn image, one thing, one video, and that's all the temptation that it takes to make you fail. I mean, this guy's a prime example of what I was talking about. If you really want to succeed, if you're really worried about losing, man, you got to be careful about what type of media you expose yourself to. Okay, now this Anon said, I just feel that this is dumb. Not doing what you like because the internet tells you not to do it. I mean, if it's affecting your life really badly, sure, go ahead. But for most people, I don't think it's going to have significant benefits compared to having random boners and urges all the time. What amazes me about posts like these is that it's amazing to me that masturbation is put on, like, it seems like it's so important to guys now that it's like not masturbating, it seems like this crazy thing. It's like no fap, like it's so many like no fap deniers, and I'm not saying that they don't have valid points, because certainly they do, but to act like, to act like that, all right, saying I'm not gonna masturbate for a month, to act like that's like some crime, like some stupid thing to do. It's just, I feel like it's sillier to make masturbation like a regular part of your like daily like daily. I gotta masturbate every day. Like, I feel like that's to me that sounds sillier than participating in nofap or trying to achieve some type of like a better balance as far as like how often you masturbate. But I feel like he's kind of missing the really the one of the primary motivations for participating in nofap, and that really is just the challenge of it. Like I said, it's the challenge of having better control over your sexual desires. I mean, I feel like this has been a goal of many men throughout the history of men. That's why you've had the monks and the priests and all that, like the shamans, and like it's always been an interest, at least to some men, to have control over their sexual desires. And I feel like nofap is just kind of an extension of all that. But again, like some people just aren't on that wavelength, so they can't really understand why some guys would receive a sense of accomplishment from doing something like this. And it just is what it is. But I just don't feel like masturbation is so important that it's crazy to not do it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, now this guy says, the best way to benefit from No Nut November is to implement other healthy habits like exercise and meditation. Spend your efforts improving yourself instead of fapping. And I agree wholeheartedly. Man, I mean, fapping doesn't seem that bad when you look at it like on a day-by-day basis. Oh, I took about 30, 45 minutes to an hour to fap, whatever. Like, it doesn't seem like much, but over the years, over the months and days and the weeks, that time adds up. I mean, really, I think back, there's no telling how many bunches and bunches of hours I've spent on anything from fapping to downloading porn to just looking at porn. So, and I feel like this habit is like a slow poison. It's a very slow acting poison and decay, because it's one of those things that sort of builds up over time. It wasn't until I did it enough and looked back and realized I didn't get much of anything of value out of it, yet I put so many hours into it, where I realized, okay, I need to make a change. And the hours that we spend masturbating, looking at porn, could be obviously be spent doing things that are more productive. And so if you are attempting No Nut November, then don't just, like I said, don't just spend all your time worrying about not fapping. Stay busy. Try to see if you can, use that time to do something that's more productive. Okay, this is a long one. Okay, this guy says, help! It is tough, but I am hanging in there even with many moments of straining erections. I said I had to do it this time because I am tired of the fogginess and the pain of my head and weakness of my body. But God, it is tough, and it feels like as if it is actually getting a little tight now in my groin area. On top of that, my urges and desires are getting worse. Random foot or other fetish pics are making me want to stroke hard, and I find it difficult to not message fat friends or lewd threads on the board and just beg to start sucking cock RP style or be a submissive bitch or other degenerate things. No, staying on 4chan isn't the answer, since then I have even less to do in my neat life as I do now, which only makes chances for relapse even worse. Oh man, this guy sounds like a beginner. This kind of sounds like somebody who kind of just got into nofap. But there's really not much I can tell you except like this is that hard period where you just kind of got to struggle through it. Like when it's this hard, like when you feel like it's this much of a challenge. Because I don't think there really is much to kind of to get, like, you gotta go through that. Like, most guys just gotta go through that period where nofap just seems like crazy difficult. Like, it almost seems impossible, because for me it was that kind of slow journey of like man, this is tough. Like damn, what a fap, to being where I am now. So I wouldn't be too worried about this guy as long as he sticks with it. He's probably gonna have a lot, like, for the way it sounds, he's gonna have a lot of relapses. But I feel like, just like with me, if he sticks with it, then it'll probably get easier. And I mean, especially when you're in NEAT and you got all that free time, it can be tough. But again, like, you just gotta stick with it. I don't think there really is a shortcut to get past like that stage where it's like you're just so turned out off porn. And God, man, I know it is tough, but like I said, just hang in there, and eventually it'll just get to that point. Again, like, maybe it's just me, but you could reach that point where it's just like, man, like, I'm not gonna get anything out of masturbating right now. And that's when when you reach that point, that's when it gets a lot easier. When you really feel like, you know what, I'm not, fapping right now isn't gonna do anything positive for me, regardless of how horny I am, regardless of what new porn came out, it's not gonna help. So I'm gonna just do something else. Okay, this guy says, I'm going to the park soon. How do I approach women? I have no idea. But this is, because it does seem like some guys, like, they sort of use nofap as like motivation to help them get a girlfriend. Kind of like what the other guy said, like, I'm not gonna nut until I get a girlfriend. So some people kind of use this as an opportunity to I'm gonna stop playing with my dick and I'm gonna go get me a bitch. And that's cool. That's not really my goal though. Like, that's never really been my intention. Like, no fapping so that I have more motivation to get laid. And honestly, like, that's one of the things that I worry about. I worry, like, I might reach a point where I get, like, I don't know, like 40, 50 days into no fap and might do something crazy, like approach a woman, God forbid, right? But I do notice, like, when I'm like knee deep in the no fap, I don't feel much of a strong urge to like approach women or anything, but I notice, like, I stare at them more. Like, I was in the Dollar Tree and I noticed, like, there was this like tall girl, and it's like I couldn't help but like look at her face. Like, I was like normally I go out of my way to like ignore bitches, but this time I was like, I gotta look at her fucking face, and I'm looking at asses all the time and shit like that. So I think I am starting to get like that I'm becoming more sensitive to the women around me, and even the porn that I watch, like, has gotten less and less extreme. Like, I'm looking more at like just vanilla, like fat ass bitches and shit like that. So that just kind of comes with the territory of doing no fap. I think it just kind of makes you more kind of just resensitizes you to like the subtleties of sex and all that shit, and women, and probably gives some guys more of a drive to, get an actual real flesh and blood female. Okay. This guy, I had to crop out his picture because this is one of the guys that tries to, make people lose. He says, Coomer's in the house tonight. No nut tranny's gonna have a bad time. So yeah, he's within that group of guys who are like, fuck no fap, fuck no nut November. I'm a coomer and I'm cooming for life, and you're gonna coom too. But if you're really dedicated to not fapping or completing No Nut November, these guys don't really have much of an effect on you, and they never really post any good porn or anything that's gonna really tempt somebody that's really into like deep into porn. They're not gonna really post anything too tempting, so I don't really worry about these guys, but it is kind of fun to see them like always in the no fap, no nut threads, trying to get people to lose by posting like weak ass porn, webms, and images and shit. They don't even know. Like, I'm just straight looking at porn, like any other tab, so it don't really affect me. But yeah. Okay, now this guy says, think about it this way. NoFap works like starving yourself from food. If you haven't had food in 5 days, of course the next meal you have would taste fucking amazing. It's shitty bro science. And the guy under him says, what do you gain from this? Though not fapping would just increase your chance at prostate cancer. So obviously these two guys are NoFap deniers. And again, like, that's cool. Like, it doesn't work for everyone, so obviously everybody isn't as enthusiastic about it as my dumb ass. But I think that even if, I mean, as far as like addressing what the first guy says, even if it is just like shitty bro science, being a seasoned masturbator myself, I'll tell you right now, I would take like one big orgasm a week or even a month over like regular weak ass orgasms like that I normally had when I was at like the peak of my masturbating to porn fapping degeneracy. I mean, when I first started making when I first started actually going like significant amount of time without masturbating, like actual like a whole week and shit, and would finally fap, and it was like I rediscovered the beauty of masturbation. It's like all those years of like regularly fapping, like those weak ass orgasms, man, like just so many pointless weak ass orgasms, and the difference is like night and day. Like, I mean, it's like I would give like those like regular fap, like those weak orgasms, I get them like a 2 or a 3, but those like post no fap orgasms, they're like 8s and 9s and 10s. But of course, it's diminishing returns. Like if I go like a week or 2 without fapping and I finally fap, that first one is like, oh man, you feel it all in your brain and your nut like a whole gallon, and your legs start shaking. And then the next orgasm is like maybe like 60% is good, and after that it's like 40, and it keeps getting worse and worse. But that's why I said like my balance is probably like 1 session a week. But again, like I feel like even that's worth it. Like just to have like those quality orgasms over the quantity, like just draining yourself of your fucking semen, your fucking life baby batter, just endlessly like just draining yourself of that shit. But yeah, I would rather have those big orgasms than a bunch of the smaller ones. So again, even if that's all you get out of it, I feel like that's still worth it. And the other guy, he brought up how, there's research that says that not fapping would just increase your chance at prostate cancer. Now, I don't know a lot about that, but I guess for me, that's just a risk that I'm willing to take. I feel like I benefit from masturbating less. So that's just the path that I'm going to walk, at least as far as like the foreseeable future. If I have any problems with my prostate, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Okay, now this guy says, a man who refuses to coom is like a fish who refuses to swim, a snake who refuses to bite, a wolf who refuses to howl. It is in your nature. It is your reason to be, your purpose. Yeah, but I think that it kind of goes back to like balance. I mean, even if you are a wolf and you gotta howl, you ain't gotta howl like every day. You ain't gotta howl like all the damn time. You know, you howl when necessary. The snake bites when necessary. Shit like that. And so when I talk about no fap and all this shit, never would I imply like, oh, you should never fap or come again. Like, that's crazy talk. But my ultimate goal is to basically just discover the perfect balance that works for me. So I feel like with all these guys that are trying no fap, no nut November, whatever, I don't think that it should be with the intention of never nutting again. But I think that as men, we need to really take a look at ourselves and try to figure out, you know what, maybe we've gone too far. Maybe we've taken this whole masturbating to porn thing too far. Not saying we need to eliminate it from our lives entirely, but maybe we should cut back. And that's really all I'm saying. That's all I feel like. Like, at the very least, even if you are a no-fap denier, you hate the shit, I think that that's a valid question that needs to be asked. What is the proper healthy balance as far as like masturbating? And that's really my goal as far as participating in no-fap and practicing. Just try to figure out what works for me. Like, how much can I masturbate without it becoming a hindrance? How much can I fap before it starts getting in the way of things that are important? So again, it's about balance, you know? Okay, now this is the last one. This guy says, imagine having to nut because you see porn. You aren't going to make no nut November with that attitude. Now, see, this is my kind of guy. This is a guy who isn't swayed by the sight of nude flesh and titties and assholes and shit. This is a guy who he can just hang out on 4chan on the gift board and but man, I'll be honest though, I haven't masturbated at all. But I swear, it's like every time I turn around, it just seemed like my hand is in my pants. Like, even now when I was talking, like I was grabbing my balls. It's like almost instinctually I'm just grabbing my junk. But yeah, I think this guy, he's probably kind of like me, probably more experienced. So it's like he can kind of just hang out on 4chan. He's probably looking at porn too. While also doing no nut November. But yeah, it's just kind of refreshing to see someone who's not like so easily swayed by the weak ass porn that's posted on R9K and shit. But yeah, that was the thread of the day. Oh man, I'm sorry if I sound a little loopy today, man. It's like I think I got a cold because I ran like a 5K in like it was like 40-50 degree weather. Man, and I think I'm still recovering from that shit. It was pretty rough on my body. Okay, next we have a little bit of more OC. Now, this is from hold on, let me make sure I got the name. Okay, now this is from a guy named I forgot his name. What the fuck is his name? Hold on, let me look at it again. What was this guy's name? I don't know the last one. Okay, this is from a R9Ker named I guess his rap name is Sleepy Ice, and this song is called Woof. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I just want you to hear it. I'll be back. that was, what was his name? That was Sleepy Ice with Wolf. Now, when I first heard this shit, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like mumble rap at like a new level. But the more I listened to it, I started getting into it like, yeah, I want to be a wolf. I want to be a wolf. I want to be a wolf. You know, I can appreciate a little bit of mumble rap trap goodness as well. So thank you, Wolf, for that Wolf Sleepy Ice for that interesting trap mumble rap song. Now, before I get out of here, I'm just gonna answer a couple of interesting comments from you guys, or respond to some comments from you guys. Then I'm going the fuck to bed with my dog. So let's go. Now, the Malavita said the Chad Marco story is neat, falls in love, Chad takes love, is nice guy, fucking kills her. He said that to the Rather See You Die video. I hope that should I ever start dating, if I ever get into a relationship, I just hope I'm not one of those crazy guys, you know? Because I feel like I'm a nice guy. I feel like I'm not violent. I'm not abusive. Like, I hate negative energy. And I can't imagine myself being like an abusive type of person in a relationship, or like even getting to that point of like wanting to do serious harm to a bitch over even if she like cheated or something. But I've never actually been in a relationship, so I don't know how I would respond in those type of situations. And I can only hope that I could exercise control over myself, even if, you know, emotions flare up and I start having negative thoughts. But man, you guys know why I made that song. It was inspired by, you know, the whole Bianca thing. I thought it was a fun idea, but I do not condone the beheading of thoughts, and hopefully you know, I never succumb to those type of urges. But I thank you, Demala Vita. Now, the Malavita also says on the Life is Neat video, yo, Chad, when do we get the Spotify release? I thought I put that on Spotify. I'm not sure though, but I gotta make sure, because my DistroKid account expires. I'm gonna have to make one of those again to put more songs on, you know, all those platforms and shit. But I need to start putting my songs back on like the Spotifys and shit. I have just been way too unfocused lately, but thanks for that reminder, man. Okay, Bernie Sandpaper says on the My Top 10 Horror Movies video, when you gonna live stream, nigga, so I control your ass? You know, because I always live, every now and then I live stream, like when I'm doing like my FL studio work. But I think during the month of October, I really sort of just like, man, like October was kind of a month of degeneracy for me. I always get swept up in the holiday spirit of October because the whole, you know, horror movies, Halloween, spooks, and all that shit. So, man, October, I was just eating a lot of candy and watching horror movies. I just wasn't doing a lot as far as like music. Like I made like no singles allowed and just kind of said, fuck it. Just ate a bunch of junk food and just sat around watching movies all day. But just now I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. So, I should be live streaming a couple times this weekend. So, this weekend, depending on when I upload this. But yeah, pretty soon I'm going to start live streaming on FL Studio again. So, yeah, thanks for the comment, man. All right, on the Ashtanojo anime review video, Zhang says, that feeling you will never be the troubled yet charismatic prince of the Japanese ghetto and big brother to every orphan. Oddly enough, this show is very familiar to people from the Middle East of a certain age. And Red Wolf says, it seems that this series was also popular in Italy and maybe even Mexico as well. You know, Joe lived a hard life. Joe is one of those characters that I envy somewhat, but also not, just because of what it would take to be a Joe Yabuki. I mean, he had such a troubled past, and being an orphan and wandering from place to place and getting into fights and then going to prison and then getting into the hellish world of boxing. I mean, I just don't think I'm cut out to live that life. I mean, it's kind of a high risk, medium high risk, medium reward type lifestyle. I mean, because I guess what he gained from living the life that he lived is sort of, most people wouldn't really see it as having made it. I mean, he probably died a virgin. And oh wait, that's a spoiler alert. Sorry guys. He dies. Fuck it. But yeah, he probably dies a virgin. And like right towards the end, like the gym starts making money and they build like a bigger gym and stuff. But I don't know, like it's just, I just don't think, I think Joe's shoes are just too big for most men to fill. And while I admire him as a character, it's like he kind of reminds me of like Spike, where it's like he's this awesome character, but he has such a troubled past in life that it's like, would you really want to be him? You know, would you really want to be Joe? Y'all, I mean, God, man, it is. I just don't think I'm cut out for it. But definitely, man, it just like it is something beautiful about his situation and kind of like what he meant to the people around him. I mean, because they really, I mean, everyone in that town, in that village, they adored him. I mean, those kids, they adored the fuck out of him. And it would have been interesting to see like what happened after the end of Ashinojo, like the fallout of of what happens after the last fight. But you can only imagine. But yeah, man, it's a great anime. I encourage everybody to check it out. Also on the Ashinojo anime review, Hustle Browns says, learn Japanese. I don't know. I don't know about learning Japanese, because I feel like that's a language where it would take me endless hours to learn it, and there wouldn't be a lot of situations in which I'd probably use it. If I learned a second language, it would probably be a more practical one like Spanish or maybe like Spanish, or what's another one? I don't know, German. I don't know. Like, I feel like learning Japanese would be too situational. Like, how often am I gonna need to know? Well, watching the anime and shit. But that, if I'm gonna learn a language, I'm gonna want to, I want to fucking communicate with actual people, not just looking at anime. But thanks for that comment, Hustle. It's getting hot in here, shit. Liam Bruner said, get a job, laugh out loud, not office, that shit gay. Get a real one, work. I don't feel like it right now. I don't feel like, and I really wouldn't mind having a job. Like, if someone just came to me like, yo, I got this job for you, it's like, okay, let's go. Like, for me, it's always been the process of getting a job. It's the same thing with bitches. It's the process of getting a girlfriend that deters me more than, the whole girlfriend thing or the job thing. It's the process. And that's what always gets to me. But I'm good on that for now. Thanks for the comment, William. On No Singles Allowed, Wolf of the Mountain 2 says, going to movies, not pirating them. Ooh. Now, I gotta fucking defend myself all the time to you. But now, when it comes to me going to the movies, it's two reasons why I go to the movies. One is the experience. Like, it's something unique about going to a movie theater. Like to me, going to the movie theater, it's a very comfy experience. It's just like the smell. You walk in and it has a particular smell, and you smell the popcorn. They got the arcade machines on the side. You know, it's people there. You got cute girls there as well. I just love the overall experience, really. It's almost like, I guess, going to get a massage, except like for your eyes. Because it's a movie. But also, if there's something that I really just want to see and I know it's coming out, like, I'd rather just spend the $7 and go see it than to be like one of those guys. Like, I remember when Joker came out, like, there were like a bunch of guys that were like begging for like links to like cam rips and shit like that, and they had to watch like shitty cam rips and stuff. Like, if I really want to see something, I just want to see it. Like, I don't want to have to hunt for a damn cam rip and it's bad quality. You see people getting up and walking out of the theater and shit. I don't want to go through that. If I really want to see something, I'll pay the $7 to go see it. But that's pretty much why I go to the movies. Like, it's got to be something that I'm really interested in seeing. But it's also just that overall experience, like just the comfort, like just that soothing experience of just going to a movie theater, sitting in those comfy chairs, and just watching an awesome movie on a big screen, and then you're around other people and you see like their reactions to it. So I just feel like going to see movies in the actual theater is just overall just a fun, nice, pleasant experience to kind of shake up the monotony of the neat life. But thanks for the comment, Wolf the Mountain 2. Where's Wolf the Mountain 1? Okay. On that same video, Patrick Bateman commented, "The Joker, huh? Excellent choice, sir. I heard the movie was a slow burn, atmospheric, gut-wrenching, bone-chilling, character-driven kino. And sir, I've waived the no singles tax. Enjoy the flick." And then Peter Jensen said, "Thank you, Robert. I would definitely enjoy this flick." I don't know why, but I feel like there's something going on here that I'm not understanding, like an inside joke. Like, is he being ironic? I feel like he's being a little ironic. But I did like the movie, but I'm actually a little surprised at how well received the movie actually was. Like, I believe like the movie was pretty damn well received. I thought it was good, but I didn't expect it to have the impact that it did. But now, you know, that whole Joker wave is kind of slowly dissipating. It's kind of old news now. But man, so many memes spawned from that shit. So, oh man, what a great movie. But thanks for the comment, y'all. Okay, Chachko said, "Them bars are fire. Always a fan of the melancholy beat as well. Are you going to do a 2K subscribers special?" Yeah, I felt like the bars on this were pretty, on No Singles Allowed were pretty good. Like, I feel like I'm getting better at putting together verses. I remember early on when I started rapping, I was good at doing hooks, but I wasn't so great at verses. And now I feel like my verses have really started to catch up with my hook skills. And yeah, the beat was just something I just kind of threw together. I just really wanted to make a song called No Singles Allowed, so I cooked up a beat real quick and just kind of came up with the hook. But as far as like a 2K subscriber special, I am thinking about doing something like that because I want to, but it's probably gonna be like a 2K subscriber celebration. But I also want to do like a video about promoting my Patreon because I want to get some fucking donation money. And you know, not just about like bullshit or nothing though, but I want to like get shit organized to where like we can like raise some money so I can like get like a camera or something and like start making like music videos and get like props for the videos and shit. Like, I want to start taking the channel to like the next level because I got songs on songs, like all that other shit. But if I had like some extra money, then I could take it to the next level. So I'm thinking about like for the 2K subscriber celebration is gonna be that. begging for money Patreon. So look forward to that. Thanks for the comment, Toxco. Okay, on Clown World, N_D said, dude, this is actually so good. Maybe this will inspire more people to do this kind of music. Maybe you just created a new genre. God bless. Man, there is nothing new under the sun. Right? I mean, really, like, this is, you can kind of qualify this as like meme music. And it's other people out there doing meme music. I think that, though, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm one of the better guys at doing meme music, because a lot of them just kind of, I think you got a lot of kind of like lazy artists nowadays. I mean, I don't want to call anybody out, but I listen to mixtapes sometimes, and I can tell like it's kind of a point that some rappers like some rappers nowadays hit, where it's like, it just seems like they get to a point where they just got fans, and the fans give them like really nice beats, and then they just kind of just shit all over the beats. I hate to say it, but man, like I've just seen it happen so many times, and I think that just kind of comes with being more complacent about your place in as far as like rap when you start making money off of it. But I'm just broke and hungry, so I feel like I put more effort into what I'm doing. I can't really afford to slack off, so I really take time when I write shit and making beats and stuff like that. So that's probably why you get that sense of quality, because I actually do put effort into this shit. I don't just fucking hop on the mic and start freestyling like random shit. It wouldn't be as good. But thanks for the compliment, man. Now, Puppet Master says on the INFP video, bro, you're good. You're good. Damn that beat. I will rape the replay button. I am INFP. Also, how can I put beats in my songs? You can critique my songs in the playlist. Thanks for that compliment. I'm always surprised when like someone likes a beat and I'm like, yeah, it was all right. like the INFP beat, I just think like, oh, that's an okay beat. You know, like that, because sometimes I just cook something up fast just because I have an idea that I want to do. And usually I feel like my best beats are when I kind of like, when I'm not trying to force a song out. I feel like those are kind of my best beats. But I don't know, even the ones that I kind of cook up fast, is just, I guess I'm good enough now that, people can't tell. But how do I put beats in my songs? What do you mean by that? Like, you saying like rap and over a beat? Like, you got to get a program and then you load up the instrumental and then you rap over it. But I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. But yeah, I'll check out your channel. I'm always looking for some original content to put in the podcast. Thanks for that comment, Puppet Master. Never mind. Josh Pecker, I get it, says, that feel when short, that feel when acne is bad, that feel when my education is awful, that feel when got diagnosed with depression, that feel when no girlfriend. Well, boys, it was fun while it lasted. I'm ending it tonight. I sure did have fun. They told me to fix my problems, tried and failed over and over, but I got to me. See you, space cow boy. Well, it looks like we lost another one. Oh man, the bad thing about my channel, the bad thing about my subject matter and shit like that is that, like a lot of my fans are probably like depressed and suicidal and shit. So kind of like the whole Shulby situation. I mean, I wouldn't really call him a fan, but he liked one of my songs, and so. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the downside of like being an artist, is like especially like if your music is kind of dark, like on the darker side, like you're gonna touch those kinds of people, and then some of those people are probably gonna fucking blow their brains out. Hopefully Josh Pecker is still among us. Hopefully he hasn't fucking killed himself over that field with no girlfriend. I mean, God, I've taught you guys better than that shit. But if you're still alive, Josh Pecker, let us know. If not, we lost our brother. Okay, JF says, this is top tier, has some Bay Area vibe to it. Finna blow up very soon, bro. You know what? You remember I made that song, I Love to Cry? Dude, when I read this comment, I almost cried, dude. I almost cried because comments like these kind of remind me that, because I really, you know, I like making music. I like doing this shit. But I never look at it in terms of like one day it's going to be like super big. I mean, that would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. The thought definitely passes my mind. But it seemed like such an unlikely outcome that my music would get like that big to where I can say, oh, it blew up, you know? But just the fact that, you know, people like him like believe in what I do and the music I do, like that really made me tear up. And it was just one of those moments where it was like, I gotta go harder. But for real, man, like I said, those moments, like those tears, those were probably the manliest tears I shed this year, man. When I read this comment, it was like, I mean, it just reminded me again, like people, like some people really fuck with what I'm doing and believe in it. And I don't really see it that way all the time. But, you know, reading comments like this kind of reminds me, like, at least some people do. At least some people kind of see, like, there's greater potential in what I'm doing. And I just want to see it through to the end. Like, I'm dedicated. I'm just continually trying to push myself, because the problem has always been that, you know, I have this sort of budding talent, but I'm still such a fuck up. So it's hard to make the most of this talent while also having to deal with all the other negative aspects of my personality that sort of get in the way of me being as productive as I should be. But it's an ongoing struggle, man. So I don't know how far I'm gonna take this shit, but I'm going to give it my all. I do it for you, JF. Thank you for the comment, man. Santiago Nieto on Forever Alone. I love that song. I think it's one of my best songs. Says, yo, you sound like Forrest Gump at the start. Oh man, did I really sound like Forrest Gump? Man, what? Oh yeah, I was giving that rant about giving the girl the cookie. Yeah, I really was a lame ass slow nigga back in damn elementary school. I mean, that's no lie. But goddamn, Forrest Gump, now I'm gonna stop doing those type of rants. I don't want to be compared to Forrest Gump. Jenny. Thanks for the comment, man. And I think this is the last one. Adam McCarthy says, I hope you don't mind if I YouTube convert this. No, I do not. I would do the same thing. Oh man, all the music I fucking snatched off YouTube. But you know, this is kind of left, going way left, but I've been wondering, because I was looking at porn yesterday. And I noticed at the beginning of one of the videos that I was watching, because this is on Spank Bang, and Spank Bang is, if you don't know, like pretty notorious for having like brand new porn videos that are like fresh off of like pay sites and stuff like that. And a lot of them get taken down pretty quickly, but that's pretty much where you go if you want like new videos and you snatch them up real quick. But I noticed on one of the videos I was looking at, in the beginning of it, it says that in the beginning of the video, it said that each, like when you download a video from their website, because to download it you have to be a member, it says that each video has a unique number or identification code on it when a member downloads it. So basically they're able to tell who shared the video, like who downloaded and shared the video on one of those pay sites. And it's got me wondering, man, like seeing that, like kind of made me wonder, like, damn, like they're going that far just to kind of keep, their porn from being shared. But it got me thinking, like, how, like really, like, is this whole Wild Wild West era of like file sharing and downloading and torrenting, just go to YouTube and download a whole album and convert it to MP3, that whole, like, how long are we going to be able to get away with this shit, man? Like, I can't help but wonder, cause just seeing like how far they're going now, like to where they have identification codes on the video and they can connect it back to whoever actually download, like the actual member who downloaded it from the site. Like, that's major. Like, this, I don't know how effective it is, but damn, like, just the fact that they can actually do that kind of blew my mind. It just made me think, like, man, like, how long is this whole era gonna last? 'Cause pretty much anything you want, just about, you can get it for free and download it. So I don't know, man, but personally, like I said, all this shit I put out, man, I just say fucking take it. Just take it. I think there's a quote. Was it Maya Angelou or some shit like that? I probably shouldn't throw her name in this. But or rather, it was some advice or something that I read somewhere. But it was basically like saying that, when you're an artist, your intentions in the beginning should not be to make money. It should be to become as good as you can and to give. Like, that's kind of I forgot where maybe there's some bullshit hippie shit that I was looking at, but that's kind of the motto that I'm following right now. I'm not really worried about the money aspect of it. I mean, while I'm glad YouTube, threw me, I did just get that first YouTube payment, and I hope I can get some Patreons and all that shit, some PayPal, whatever the fuck. Right now, I'm all about the giving. So anything that I do, any beats that I make, any songs, whatever, just fucking take it. I don't care if you download it and share it, I don't give a do whatever. Take it and remix it. I don't turn it into dubstep, whatever, man. Just have fun. I want you guys to have fun. I do it for you. Am I talking to the mic? I'm tired. Got any more comments, love? Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's it for comments, and that's it for this episode of the original Botcast. Wait, what is it called? The original content movement. The OCM Botcast. I had a decent time with you guys. I think I'm sick. I think I got a cold or something, so I'm not on my A game right now, so I apologize. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I want to try to get like 3 episodes done this month. Like, that's my goal. Like, since it's No Nut November, I think I should be able to get like 3 episodes done. If I can stick with it, watch. I bet I get like 3 episodes done this month. So stay tuned, guys. I will return sooner than later. Goodbye.